Hi, it's Alaska Granny. As preppers, we like to have a supply of food on hand in our prepper pantry, and one of the items that's good to stockpile is meat. Have you ever wandered down the canned meat aisle and wondered what are some of those canned meats? So typically we understand things like tuna, chicken, salmon, even sardines, and sometimes we can find turkey, pulled pork, and even cans of roast beef. Another item that I like to get is canned corned beef. What is corned beef? It's actually brisket that's been prepared with salt and spices, and you may have heard of it at St. Patrick's Day, corned beef and cabbage, and maybe that's the only time you've ever even eaten it. But this is a great way to have an option of meat. It's already sort of like ground up, and so it's easy to use in a lot of different kind of recipes. I bought mine with 25% less salt because there's just a lot of sodium in processed foods, so you can look for different types of meats for your prepper pantry. If you look on the top, you can see it's a product of Brazil and the expiration date is March 2025. The nice thing about canned meats is you can count on them lasting long past that, so it's a great way to add food storage variety through different kinds of canned meats. You can count on them lasting. If you look on the back of the package, you can see the nutritional analysis, and each can contains 4 servings of beef. Now look at the shape of the can. You can see it is narrow at the top and wider at the bottom, and that's because it helps it to slide out because it can be kind of crumbly. If you ever want to use the canned corned beef for sandwiches, put it in the refrigerator first and allow it to chill through, so then when you open it, it isn't as crumbly and it can come out, and then you can easily slice it to use it on a sandwich. Before you begin, puncture a little hole in the top. That helps it to slide out. The trick to corned beef is there's a little key on the side, and that is how you open it. So whenever you're shopping for corned beef, make sure that the little key is on the side. Then you want to remove the key and then remove the label. Now turn the key around, and you want to hook it back over that little tab, and you want to twist it. Sometimes it's hard if you don't have a lot of strength in your hand. I don't have a lot of strength in my hand. So sometimes I use a pair of pliers to get it started, to get that first poof of getting the can open. Once you get it started, you just keep turning it clockwise. Turn the can as you go, and just keep twisting and twisting around on the little key, and you tear off a strip of the metal. Then when you get to the end, there you go, it came apart. Sometimes it doesn't come completely apart, but you can just hinge it open. And now see, I can turn it over and the can comes right off, and I can easily access my corned beef. Because this can is chilled, I can slice it, but you can see it also is crumbly. And that's one of the nice things about corned beef, is you can use it as sliced meat or as crumbled up into your recipes. It all depends on how you want to serve it. Now the edges of the can are very sharp, so be careful when you're opening it that you don't cut yourself on the edge of the can. You also then want to unwind that strip off of your key and save that key in your drawer with your openers in case you ever come across a can that the key is missing. It can be very difficult unless you have a pair of pliers to even get it open. So have a spare key. It's just an extra kind of a can opener for you to have on hand. Just be careful removing that strip because it's sharp. What can you do with a can of corned beef? Well, you could slice it up and make a sandwich, or you could do what we do in the North Slope of Alaska, and we make corned beef spaghetti. With a can of corned beef, a jar of sauce, 8 ounces of pasta, you can make North Slope spaghetti. Heat the corned beef in the sauce, cook the noodles, serve it together, and there you go, North Slope Alaska style. You could also add corned beef into vegetable soup, whether it's canned vegetable soup that you bought at the store or that you make yourself from the foods you have on hand or in your garden. How about some Puerto Rican corned beef stew? Stir together a can of mixed vegetable medley, 2 tablespoons of sofrito, a few cloves of garlic, 8 ounces of tomato sauce, a teaspoon of oregano, a bay leaf, and your can of corned beef. Simmer it till it's all heated through and it's ready to serve. You can turn your can of corned beef into corned beef hash. Fry it up with some hominy and some diced potatoes. Whether it's your fresh potatoes or potatoes out of a can, you can have this meal ready to go. You could even top your corned beef hash with fried egg. You can make corned beef cabbage rolls. Slice up your corned beef, parboil a few cabbage leaves, and then put your corned beef on the cabbage leaf, roll it up, and then put it in a nice big skillet, cover it with some beef broth, put on a lid, and simmer it till it's warmed all the way through. If you think you might like to try corned beef, buy a can, take it home and try it. If you like it, go back and get more. Don't stock up on something you don't know if you want to eat or if you will eat in the future. Store foods that you care to eat so that you'll have the things you really do need. If there's a way that you serve corned beef, share it in the comments below so we can learn ideas from each other. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might enjoy it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.